what I'm talking about.
Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys.
Welcome to Higher Ed Pulse, your Monday morning energizer covering insights and trends in higher ed marketing and enrollment. I'm Mallory Wilsey, bringing over 15 years of edtech and marketing expertise to your earbuds.
And I'm Seth Odell, joining the Pulse with my own adventures from leading marketing at top universities to founding Kanahoma, one of the industry's fastest growing digital marketing agencies.
Each week, we bring you the kind of insider insights you typically only find over cocktails with your pals at a conference.
It's fast, it's fun, and it's designed for you, the busy higher ed professional.
You're not just listening to another podcast.
You're checking the pulse of higher education.
Higher Ed Pulse is part of the Enrollify Network, a robust collection of podcasts designed to help higher ed professionals like you grow. Explore our other shows at enrollify.org. Enrollify is made possible by Element 451, the next generation AI student engagement platform, helping institutions create meaningful and personalized interactions with students. Learn more at element451.com. And we're back live at NACAC. I am sitting down with Troy Singer, the digital marketing specialist at Ring Digital and co-host of the Higher Ed Marketer podcast. Troy, we're on the last day of NACAC. Besides tired, how are you doing? And what did you think of the event this year?
Well, at first you stole my line because that was what my response was going to be, tired. But I also will say it has been wonderful. As you know, being someone that works remotely but has access to so many people, they're online. You communicate with them, so you come here and you get to see people in person, like me seeing you, or some of the other people that I have an opportunity to either work with, interview through our podcast. So it's wonderful from that perspective. Also, we've had some wonderful contact we've made because we are here doing business and helping higher ed admissions teams do their work better. So it's been a great show for me from that perspective, and I look forward to the ongoing conversations that will continue.
So I know that you are an early adopter when it comes to all things artificial intelligence, but today we're not going to take this conversation down the professional path. We are going to talk about using AI for impacting your personal happiness, confidence, and effectiveness. And I know that this is something you've been thinking a lot about lately. Where do you want to start?
We'll just start from right there. Again, because of my role with my wonderful co-host Bart Kaler, because of all the wonderful people that I follow on the Enrollify network, we are all trying to encourage and give direction to higher ed marketers on how to do their jobs best utilizing AI. From a personal perspective, though, Mallory, I lean into AI every day because it's one of those things where I ask it questions, kind of like my mentor, but then I can communicate with the people that I need to communicate with confidence. It also brings me happiness. Heck, on this trip with my colleagues, I was a go-to person where they would say, hey, what should we do? I'm like, we can ask Perplexity. We ate at great places. Again, Mallory, I believe that we can be better human beings, better effectiveness in our relationships, being parents, being a professional for the company that I work with, leaning on the technology that God has given us at this time. So yes, I embrace it professionally, but even more for me, personally, it's really enhanced my life.
Look, my husband knows I am terrible when it comes to anything in the kitchen. And one of my favorite use cases for my own personal effectiveness has been the ability to just drop the ingredients that I've got laying around into GPT and say, all right, what are the recipes that I can make today? So it is, we are always taking this lens of the effectiveness side from how it boosts productivity with teams and your efficiency on the clock. But I do love using AI to boost my efficiency outside of work as well.
So over the past 20 years, we have been taught to be self-sufficient, to make sure that, before we ask someone, make sure it's not obvious on how we can figure it out. But I think with AI, we can do something similar, but ask AI to help us navigate more effectively through those scenarios to, again, make us more effective human beings, make us more confident human beings, and make this experience on Earth much more enjoyable and much more, again, it just improves my happiness. I don't know how to explain it, but I am a much more confident person and much more effective for my family and friends because I embrace AI to the point where I am the answer to most people. So again, I hope it doesn't sound hokey. And again, I am a big proponent of professionally, which I am going to share with you, my plan, my dream, my masterpiece that I'm going to be creating. And hopefully I can come back to you in 3 or 4 months and give an update on that. But for the most part, Mallory, I love AI that's in my life that makes me a better human being for the people around me.
So Troy, let's dig into some of the specific ways that you're already incorporating AI into your daily life to improve both that happiness and effectiveness. What examples do you have for our listeners?
So I do use, I would say, 10 different AI platforms regularly. However, the top 3 to keep this conversation short and sweet that I feel that anyone can embrace, especially if you are if you're a professional. A is a platform called Perplexity. Now, I would say that this is Google. I don't want to say on steroids, that sounds cliche, but it is a smarter AI platform that is real time, that gives you fractional information about whatever you're doing. What I use Perplexity for is, I would say, 80% of the things that I would ask Google, I no longer go into the Google platform. I ask Perplexity because it gives me a more complete, up-to-date answer with reasoning versus Google is more of just the information. Then what I do is I cut and paste from Perplexity to GPT because that is the standard. And that is the conversational reasoning mechanism that, okay, I have the in-time information. Then I go to ChatGPT where I have a lot of custom GPTs. I have a GPT of how to write notes. I have a GPT on how to be an effective communicator. I have about 10 custom GPTs that I go to on an ongoing basis to help me both professionally and personally. Then thirdly, Firefly's note taker. Fireflies has helped me so much in making sure that I stay present in meetings that I am conducting, and I conduct about, I would say, 4 to 7 meetings on an ongoing basis every day. And then it helps me put them into my Salesforce. Also, I have a chat or a custom GPT that automatically reports out to my superior on what happened in it in a way that he wants to hear, but then also it reports out to Salesforce in a way that my colleagues can go in and find out who we're talking to on an ongoing basis. So Mallory, those are the 3 platforms that I keep on the top of my phone, on the top of my computer desktop every day. And again, just makes me a much more effective professional and a more effective human being on an ongoing basis.
That's fantastic. I was just at a different conference a few days ago, and I gave a lightning talk on how to build custom GPTs. I think that is something that is still a bit of a scary box for a lot of people. You hear artificial intelligence, oh, I have to program a custom GPT, and you just instantly think it's hard. But you know as well as I do, it is so easy. And in 10 minutes, I was able to demystify this for the Higher Ed Web Association audience. So listeners, if you're like, I want to hear that talk, it's actually sitting on our blog right now. And we've got a whole post with my slide deck and a recording of the talk, et cetera, including the GPT I built for that audience around transforming faculty research into actually usable content for your audiences. So just got to put a little plug in for that, because custom GPTs are like maybe my favorite thing on this planet these days. But Troy, we're going to go back to something you said just a few minutes ago. You said you're building a masterpiece. You said that you're going to take some of these tools and pull them together in an AI model. I'm dying to know what this is all about. I know our listeners want to know too.
Mallory, thank you. And I'm kind of putting myself out there for a couple of different reasons. as I start to describe this and a listener says, hey, I've done that or I have ideas, I invite you to reach out to me because this is something that I want to build for myself and then share it with others. But then secondly, accountability. I'm putting this out there on a platform, so I certainly think someone's going to say, oh, I would like something like that. Did you actually do it? And when they ask me that, I better be able to say yes. So here it is in a nutshell. I am in a position for my job that I talk to a lot of people. And as a result, I have a lot of follow-ups that I need to do and manage. And I am not as confident of making sure that I'm on top of every single one. So what I would like to do, what I am going to do is I'm building a AI-driven personal assistant that will tie in Outlook, Salesforce, and ChatGPT for the purposes of monitoring email in real time that come in, scanning those email, running those email through ChatGPT to suggest how I should respond to those email and prioritize those email. By the way, through this, I've also discovered 2 additional platforms I didn't know about that I should incorporate to help me achieve. One is called Power Automate by Microsoft, which is in the Microsoft family that helps tie some of this together and automate it, and then will connect me with ChatGPT. The second is To Do, which again is one of those Microsoft platforms that I didn't know about, and that is there that a lot of people don't know about, but already prioritizes your to-dos for you. So through Power Automate, which is like a Zapier that helps different platforms communicate without having to know code. So this will update every 15 minutes. This will, again, in real time, provide in the to-do platform of who I owe a follow-up and the prioritization that I should. It'll also tie Outlook into ChatGPT, so ChatGPT can go through the email and in my voice through that custom GPT that I have trained to be a Troy Singer mouthpiece, response to how I should respond. Now, again, I'm not just going to go verbatim, but it's better to approach this task with an idea in front of you that you can tweak versus having to come up with these all together. So I, as maybe an orchestra leader, can go down through my to-dos and approve, tweak, change, but have the confidence, Mallory, of knowing that I'm staying on top of what I need to stay on top of and not having to go to bed at night thinking what else that I missed. This is an idea that I came up with about 2 weeks ago. It's going to be my version of Jarvis. If you're familiar with Iron Man, this is going to be Jarvis, although I'm going to name it a female name. I'm not quite sure what it is. So then again, this is going to be my masterpiece, and I'm hoping that it'll take me, I don't know, I think it might take me 2 or 3 weeks, but with, as you know, a custom GPT, if you're asking it different hints of how can I achieve this, I might be able to do it in a couple of days. So again, I got this idea before coming to NACAC. It's been on my mind. I can't wait to get back home to then, start this process. So I've spoken a lot, but that is my masterpiece idea.
I'm very excited about this, and I will tell you, we are going to hold you accountable. You have an open invitation to come back on the Pulse at AMA and update our listeners on where you have landed with this masterpiece. But knowing you, I have a feeling not only is it going to be incredible, it's going to be super useful, and I'm really looking forward to that follow-up conversation.
Thank you. And I'll go a step farther. Again, I want to encourage people that if they're doing something like this, please let me know and you can guide me to get it done quicker. Or if this is something that sounds useful to you, once I get it created, I'll be happy to share it. Or I would be able to tell you the process in case you don't work with the same CRM, because hopefully you're working with Element 451. But for me, not as a professional working within higher ed, Salesforce is the CRM. but I think it would be the same, learning how to tie Outlook, ChatGPT, and whatever CRM that you are working. I think this could be something that could help a lot of people's lives become much easier. And then you can achieve what I'm ultimately achieving, happiness, confidence, and effectiveness through AI.
Well, this has been terrific, Troy. Thank you so much for taking time out of your last day at NACAC. Safe travels home. And listeners, this is a wrap for our Live at NACAC series. Thanks for playing along. And until next time, we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. The Higher Ed Pulse is part of the Enrollify Podcast Network. If you like this podcast, chances are you'll like other Enrollify shows too. Our podcast network is growing by the month, and we've got a plethora of marketing, enrollment, and higher ed technology shows that are jam-packed with stories, ideas, and frameworks, all designed to empower you to be a better higher ed professional. Our show helps higher ed marketers and admission pros find their next big idea and features a selection of the industry's best as your hosts. Learn from Brian Gross, Eddie Francis, Jenny Lee Fowler, and so many of your favorite leaders in higher ed. Enrollify is made possible by Element 451, the next generation AI student engagement platform, helping institutions create meaningful and personalized interactions with students. Learn more at element451.com.